minutes.
And one actor less in my list of actors to meet. I have all the
He's still coming there, keep it in there. Imagine he just came, I know them, and they didn't know. That would be so funny.
Oh my goodness. It's like all the doctors. I hope Matt will be in the Comic-Con. Oh my god.
Imagine that he came, he walked past all of them up there, and they didn't know it, they were just waiting. Oh really? Oh yeah.
People!
Is that him?
No! There's a lot of people! Why? Why is there so many people? Who are they? What did they do to deserve this? They're in that place.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for coming. He needs no introduction. It's Mr. Martin Freeman.
Thank you very much indeed. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Wow, what a lovely welcome. I did wonder a little bit why I'd been invited here. And, but it's such an honour, thank you, to really receive this James Joyce Award. Which effectively, and I know, between us it means the greatest living human being. Because that's after all what we know it means. You know, it says excellence in your field, yeah. But to consider me the greatest living human, I am so honoured by that. So thank you. But no, thank you very much all for coming. It's a Saturday. I presume you don't all have to be here. Do you? It's a day off. You mad fools. Thank you very much. Thank you. I shall try to not disappoint you the next hour.
I don't want to have it in my hands all the time.
So we just have a few questions and then we're going to open it up to you guys. So I suppose my first question is a lot of pressure being the world's greatest human being?
It is, but weirdly I can do it. I can manage it, yeah. The baton has been passed from Will Ferrell to me, yes. It is pressure, but I'm trying to ride it, yeah.
What made you initially want to start acting?
I joined youth theatre when I was 15 in Teddington, which is at the outskirts of London, southwest outskirts of London. And previously I thought I was going to be a squash player, genuinely, quite honestly. I really did. I was a very good squash player. And I fell out of love with it at 14 or 15, and I thought, what else can I do? And I thought, well, I like performing and I like the arts generally, and it was a bit of showing off, and so I went along to a local youth theatre, and it took me probably a couple of years to think that I was any good at it. I used to look at people in awe who could sight read, you know, who could just pick up a script and make it seem like for it to come alive. But by the time I was about 17, I thought it was something that I could maybe do, and I loved it. And so those kind of things kind of worked in concert, really. I started to get a bit more confident at it, and people were telling me, you should maybe think about this. And I got a huge kick out of doing it. It wasn't necessarily, it wasn't particularly the performance. It's never been, you know, when I say to people I love doing theatre, they say, yeah, because because like this, and of course this is all great for your ego when people cheer you, but it's not actually that. It's rehearsals. I love rehearsals more than anything, because you dig around and you find out what the play is about, and that's what I fell in love with, really. Yeah.
And you say a lot of people were kind of encouraging you when around 17.
Yes.
Was there any particular person or group or play that you did that kind of really sealed it for you? Or?
That's a good question. Your next one better be good. There was a play that you won't know, and so don't feel like you have to. There's a play called The Roses of Ian about the Great Plague in 1665 or 6, hitting a small Derbyshire village called Ian, and it's based on a true story. It's about a village that basically, to sacrifice the surrounding areas, seals itself off and kind of takes one for the team and makes sure it kind of implodes so that it doesn't spread. So no one was allowed to leave, and they kind of self-imposed this travelling ban, but knowing that it meant certain death for them. And I played a character called the Bedlam, right? And the clue was in the title. So he was like the mad person. He was the village idiot sort of thing, but kind of played with a lot of great empathy by me, obviously. And I sort of did an impression of Smike, you know, from Dickens, and I felt like I was sort of making some kind of progress. It felt right, and people said, oh, that was good, and you should maybe think about this. And that was when I allowed myself to think, maybe I'm auditioning for drama school, and I would, you don't think this far, you don't think years and years ahead. You just think always the next step. If you can get into drama school, and then if you can get into drama school, then what? But because for me, getting into drama school is probably the same for you folks here, depending on what you're doing. Getting into the thing is like the biggest goal of all in your immediate mind. It's just thinking, how do I get in the building for a start? And then what happens next? You work on that when it comes. But I just wanted to get into drama school, so I auditioned for drama schools, and I got into one, and spent 3 very happy years there.
So when you left, I think
I'm drinking.
Most people in this room would know your work to range from characters like Bilbo Baggins and The Hobbit, and then also characters from the Cornetto Trio films. Is there a type of film that you prefer? Is there one particular genre you prefer acting in?
That's a good question. Not really. I mean, no, because I've never seen myself or seen the job as a genre thing particularly. I know that that really exists a lot now. The thing of a genre movie is very, very big. You only have to look at Empire magazine, say it's full of like these so-called genre films, which are usually kind of sci-fi or comic book adaptations or whatever. I like all that, but it's not really what made me, as a teenager, the things that I was looking at, that made me inspired to be an actor, wasn't really that particularly. It was, I don't know, human story. At the risk of sounding pretentious, it was human stories told by grown-ups, for grown-ups. Genuinely, I like to read a new script that no one else has ever done, no one else has ever seen, and that I want to do, and that people want me to do it. I get no greater kick in my professional life than reading something that seems like, new territory. New territory for me, anyway. So I like new writing, because you don't have that pressure of, you're not a Hamlet, you're not a Macbeth, or it's like, well, no one can say, because this is a new thing, It's making a character and a story your own. And, I get a big kick out of that.
What's the most challenging role you've ever done, or have you ever kind of accepted a part and then realised or felt like it was too much for you, or you really had to work hard to nail it?
What are you saying? No, fair play. That's a fair question. The next thing I'm doing actually is a big challenging part. I've got to do a Minnesotan accent. Genuinely, and to do that precisely, and to do that well, and not just make it a kind of comedy rip-off is difficult. I'm going to spend a few months in Canada doing that for the next thing I'm doing. So I consider that a big challenge, and I'm not taking that lightly. I'm going to have to attend to details and knuckle down and really work at that. don't know. And I don't think. I hope it's not arrogance to think. I've not often felt that. I've not often felt, oh, I can't do it, because it's, you know, it's called playing a part for a reason. You know, you should. There isn't. The whole essence of it. It should be play. No one's going to die. It's just not life and death. It's very important, and I take it very seriously. But no one's going to die if you're not the best thing ever. It's, you know, it's a shame if you're not the best thing ever, but you'll be okay. So I sort of tend to take the view that I'm there to enjoy it. They want me to enjoy it. The audience that comes to see a film or a play wants to be entertained. If it's difficult, that's kind of the way it should be. And there are there are kind of logistical things that make it difficult, like an accent or like a physical difference. Say that. I mean, those outward things make it very a challenge. Kind of, if you're doing a specific accent that is very alien to yours, or a different walk, or you've got a hump or whatever. But I think in a way those subtle differences are more, more difficult, but more surgical. You know, that. Yeah, I'm not playing a one-legged Senegalese man with a, you know, with a lisp, but I'm still playing someone who is different to me. And then you have to find ways to make that different and find ways to still make that interesting, you know, outside of it being a kind of, you know, dressing up box acting. You know, I'm putting on a hat, so I'm this character, you know, which is all totally fair enough. You know, I love hats. I don't know. I think your job is always really subject to the story. You know, so your job is always to fit into telling the story, not trying to railroad it to show people what a good actor you are. Yeah. So they're always with challenges actually. Sometimes with more outward ones like the physical or the accent thing, or, you know. But some of it, like The Hobbit, was a challenge just in terms of duration. You know, just like actually knuckling down and kind of doing your time. You know, I mean, it's a lovely, lovely job, but if you come out of the traps on a film like that, which from beginning to end of principal photography is 2.5 years, if you come out of the traps at 100 miles an hour, you'll be done in a month. You know, you'll be dead. You know, it's like, it's all over. So, I mean, I learned a lot about pacing myself there, and about realising that not every day, by any means, are you going to go home thinking, I did really good work today, I'm really satisfied, you know, because there are lots of days that you go home not really